Plaintiff Candace Neely says the defendant is her sister, and growing up, they were thick as thieves. Candace claims after the defendant graduated high school, she completely changed and started drinking all the time. Candace is suing her sister because they agreed to pay for an anniversary cruise for their parents, but the defendant failed to do so. Defendant Jillian Mayer says in high school, Candace drank and smoked a lot. And after Jillian told their parents about her behavior, Candace was forbidden to attend her prom. Jillian insists she only agreed to pay $1,000 for the cruise. And she's countersuing for emotional distress because Candace is keeping her children from Jillian.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, my sister Jillian and I, growing up, were as thick as thieves. We obviously looked like twins. People thought she was my mini-me. We did everything together. She slept in my room every night, even though she had her own room to sleep in. And when she graduated high school, she became a completely different person.
Like what?
She started drinking all the time, wasn't showing up when she said she would, completely unreliable. When I was 7 months pregnant with my second son, she came over to get our hair done together. Driving to get our hair done, she was so hungover, she almost got into a car accident with me in the car because she was throwing up out the side of the door. It was ridiculous. 2 weeks before I delivered him, she called me at 3 in the morning and said, I'm in jail. I got arrested for public intox and for being underage and drinking. When I got there, what I didn't realize is she had stolen my ID out of my purse and used it to get into the bars. I was so lucky that they didn't press charges against me. And then over the summer at a family barbecue, we had a couple beers out for everybody, good time. She decides to get so wasted and slurring her words in front of my kids. My husband had to drive her all the way into the city home and then back out to Cary.
Now, how often would this happen?
All the time. I mean,
Every time you saw her?
I would say when there was alcohol around. I mean, we went to go see a play. It was a matinee, and she and her boyfriend are slugging back margaritas like it's Cinco de Mayo. It was ridiculous. My husband and I occasionally have a glass of wine.
No, I'm saying when you were around her, would you be drinking with her?
Maybe one glass of wine.
It just sounds like you can handle your liquor better.
Well, one glass of wine isn't anything.
That's true. How many would she be drinking? She would drink hard liquor or wine?
Usually hard liquor, like some type of mixed drink, and she'd have 2 or 3, and she's about this big, so it affects her a lot.
Yeah. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me? Are you a drunk?
Can I just start from the beginning, Judge?
All right, go ahead, whatever you want to tell me. Yes, ma'am.
This whole thing has been really hard. I haven't even seen my sister since January. Like she said, we used to be really close. She has 3 sons. I haven't seen them since January. Her newest son is 6 weeks old. I haven't even gotten to meet him. In high school, she started doing things I didn't agree with. She was drinking a lot, and so she was smoking cigarettes, and I would cover for her when she wanted me to, But
here's the thing, I had one Mike's Hard Lemonade. One Mike's Hard Lemonade. She went and told my parents. She totally narked out on me. One Mike's Hard Lemonade. You have like 8 margaritas. One Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I don't remember how much it was, but at the time I was very worried, so I told our parents, and she wasn't allowed to go to senior prom. So after that,
I covered for you when you got arrested. I didn't call mom and dad. They're finding out today on TV what a loser you are.
Anyways, as I was saying,
you made it to your high school prom, didn't you? Sounds like she won on that one. Go ahead.
She did.
Go ahead,
then a few years later, while she was a sophomore in college, I was a sophomore in high school, she ended up getting pregnant. So she decided to keep the baby. She moved home back in with me.
She dropped out of college?
Yes, and moved home back with me and my parents.
I have finished college.
You went back?
I did it.
Good.
Yes, I had my bachelor's.
Good.
But so anyways, so her first son, Zach, was born, and I was very helpful financially, emotionally. I babysat. I did as much as a 16-year-old could do. So then she got married and had another child, and I felt like she really looked down on me when I got into college. Yes, I did go through a crazy period, which most people in college do.
I love those crazy periods.
I know you do.
The difference is my
when
crazy
the girls
period.
Get drunk, huh?
Yeah. My crazy period didn't involve other people. You're calling me at 3 in the morning. You're throwing up out the side of the car.
Enough. Go ahead. Anything else in background before we get to the cruise? What else you want me to know?
Well, then I was just going to say, so then in September, she asked me to go in with her on this cruise.
Okay, I'll let her tell me about that. She's suing you about it. What do you want to say about the cruise?
Even though my sister and I aren't as close anymore, it's my parents' 30th anniversary, and I thought we should do something nice for them. I emailed her and I asked her if she wanted to go in on the cruise with me. We would split it halfway and we could plan it together. She said, absolutely, let me know when you book a travel agent. I found a travel agent. I made an appointment. I have an email right here.
So you believe you had a contract?
I have an email.
You got a problem here. I can't enforce a contract with someone who makes an agreement while they're drunk.
When we made the contract, I was not drunk.
Oh, good. Now I can enforce it. Hand it back. I was messing with you anyway. There was no evidence that when she did this, she was drunk, and you didn't say she was drunk. So I was just kind of having a little fun.
Stay tuned. The case continues after this.
So here she agrees to pay. Go ahead.
She agreed to pay.
And
I
what
made
happened?
the first appointment to meet with a travel agent by her in the city. She doesn't like to drive to the suburbs. I'm on my way to the first appointment, calling. It was for 10 in the morning. Finally, she picks up. I can't go. I had a really rough night last night. So I'm already in the city. My husband's at home with the baby. Ridiculous. I said, okay, let's do it next Saturday. I'll make it at 11. Maybe you'll have an hour to then have an orange juice and a beer and meet me at the travel agent. The next
Orange juice and a beer.
Yeah.
That helps with hangovers?
I don't know. I see it on the movies. I don't know.
Go ahead.
The next Saturday, the same thing happens. I'm calling. I'm 10 minutes away from the travel agent. She picked up. I'm throwing up. I don't feel good. I got stuck at the bars last night. I couldn't get home. I'm still in the clothes I wore last night.
Is this true?
I think it's an exaggeration, Judge.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So then October 3rd, I said, you have to be there. The closer you get to the cruise, the more expensive it gets. So October 3rd, again, she couldn't come. She left her car at the bar. Thank God she didn't drink and drive. I will give her that for leaving her car at the bar.
Good.
But I said, I'll pick you up, whatever, a million excuses. She said, you just book the cruise and let me know what you paid and I'll pay you back. So I met with the travel agent. We booked a beautiful 10-day cruise from Barbados to Fort Lauderdale for my parents, which they absolutely loved. When I saw my sister at their anniversary dinner, the card to my parents with the information about the trip was signed from the Neely family and Jillian. It absolutely included her.
So tell me about failing to pay.
At that dinner, she said she would start paying me in installments. She felt she couldn't give it to me at the time. Absolutely fine. I said, send me $200.
Okay.
Never sent it. I saw her over the holidays, and I had just found out I was
She
pregnant.
hasn't given you a dime?
Not a dime.
What has her defense been?
She said, when I sent her an email in May, finally saying, we're having our third baby, I need this money, she said she wasn't going to pay me back because I had tried to make her look bad by booking a cruise that was too expensive for her. I will say it was a little more than we planned to spend.
But she knew how much it was.
She knew. I
Not
told her
until
that
after it was paid for.
But in the
I
email,
didn't
you
know.
agreed to pay between $2,000 and $2,500. You owe me $2,800 for the
ma'am.
cruise.
The cruise did end up being more than I thought it was going to be.
What did you agree to pay, ma'am?
I thought I agreed to pay $1,000. So if the emails say more, then I'm mistaken, but I thought I agreed to pay $1,000. So when I got this email about $2,900, I'm a student. I can't afford that.
Okay, and you told her? That was
Yes.
your response by email?
Yes.
Let me see it.
I don't have it.
Oh, okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
Well, I saw the card and my name was not on the card. So I don't know if it was added later, but when I saw the card at the anniversary dinner, my name was not
Yeah,
on
I
the card.
stole the card back
So
and
in
added
my-
your name.
I'm sorry to hear that, but let's get back to the agreement. Why don't you think you should pay?
I don't have the money to pay that. I thought it was only going to be $1,000.
Your Honor, she just bought a new car.
But you agreed to pay $1,000. So why wouldn't you pay what you agreed to pay?
Because in my opinion, I wasn't given credit for the cruise.
Oh, so that's
I
why.
didn't-
Because your name wasn't on the card?
Yeah, so I didn't
Okay.
think I should have
Good
to
enough.
pay.
All right. Two things. I don't believe you, and you sound unreasonable. It's just as easy to say, hey, Mom and Dad, my name wasn't on that card, but I want you to know I paid $2,500 on that, or I agreed to pay $1,000 on that. You follow me? So this excuse you're giving, it doesn't fly. Your punitive damages are for what, ma'am?
For gas going to the travel agent the 2 earlier times, I had to go 3 times to book one cruise
Why?
because she wouldn't show up.
Did you need her to book it?
She was supposed to come with. She
I
wanted.
said, did you
No, I
need
didn't
her
need her to
to
come.
book
No,
it?
I didn't. I was trying to include her. I thought it'd be
All right,
nice.
well then that was a gift. Trying to include her.
Last gift I'll
You're
give.
being a nice person. I can't punish her for you being nice. Your counterclaim for $1,000 is for emotional distress. How so?
I have not, like I said, we used to be really close. This whole ordeal has been very shocking and hard for me. Like I said before, when she had her first son, Zach, I was so close to him. I was with him every day. I babysat. I helped financially. I haven't been allowed to see him for 6 months, and it's been really hard. Her younger son, Alex, I haven't
Why do
seen
you
for
think
6
she hasn't
months.
allowed you to see the children, her children, for 6 months, which is her prerogative, by the way?
I understand that the way I used to be was really wrong. I shouldn't have been drinking. I shouldn't have been doing all those things.
Why do you think she has stopped allowing you to see the children since January?
I think it's because of the cruise, because I owe her money.
So how could you eliminate that problem?
I don't have, I mean, by paying, I don't have the money to pay her.
Did you
right
speak
now.
with her about the money?
What?
I know
Did
you
I
don't even
speak-
know what I'm talking about. I know I'm speaking a foreign language to you when it comes to talking about this money you owe her. I said, did you speak to her about the money?
Yes.
And what did you tell her? What did you all work out?
I told her I didn't have that money
What
to
did
pay
you all
that.
work out?
We didn't work anything out.
Okay, when you do, then she'll let you come around. She has that prerogative, ma'am. If she's upset with you, it's probably best that she doesn't let you come around her children, because she may not want her children to see her going off on her sister about her money.
Absolutely.
I just feel like an exception could have been
I
made
know
when
you
she had
feel
her
like
younger
that,
son.
and I think you should feel that you should pay her something. At the minimum, that $1,000. With regard to your emotional distress claim, you have absolutely no right to see someone's children. None, absolutely none. Now, some states allow grandparent rights, but not many. Therefore, your claim is dismissed. With regard to the $2,900 that you're suing for, you have presented me with an email where she agreed that she would pay half, up to $2,500. She says, I am happy to pay that. $2,500 is your judgment. And you said you weren't drunk. Have a good day. Justice for the plaintiff.
I don't really have anything to say to her.
I want this all to be behind us. I would love for you to see the kids, but I need to know that it's going to be appropriate and that you're going to act appropriately. And if you can do that, then
I think I need to be given a chance to prove.
Well,
that.
and then maybe we
without
can discuss
without
that.
seeing them, I can't really prove anything.
Well, we'll discuss that.